Let's talk about corporate training. Forget the trust falls. Forget all those awkward icebreakers. Today, we're going to explore a completely new approach. One that looks at your team not just as employees, but as athletes, building real skills for both their minds and their bodies.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? That feeling of just going through the motions at a team event. These things usually get filed under pleasant expense, but they almost never deliver a real, measurable return on actual team performance.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What if we could actually move past just checking a box and instead strategically build a workforce that's more adaptable, more cohesive, and way more capable? So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by talking about why boring training just doesn't work anymore. Then we'll get into the philosophy of functional education. After that, we'll see it in action with some awesome real-world examples, figure out the business payoff, and finally wrap it up by looking at the ultimate goal, building teams that are truly resilient. All right, first up, let's talk about the problem with predictable training. Let's be honest, the modern workplace is dealing with a serious burnout crisis, and that leads to higher staff turnover and, being chronically understaffed. Those same old passive training sessions just don't give people the mental and physical tools they need to handle such a high-pressure environment. So what's the answer? Well, it's a philosophy, and it's called functional education. The whole idea behind functional education is actually pretty simple. It's not about learning stuff in a bubble. It's about building skills, both physical and mental, that you can directly use in the real world. The whole thing is guided by that classic motto, sound in body, sound in mind. Think about it like this. A bicep curl works one muscle. That's it. A pull-up, though, that forces your entire body to work together. It builds systemic strength, the kind you can actually use. Functional education applies this exact same logic to corporate training. And this whole philosophy rests on three pillars that all work together. You've got SAFE, which covers activities like parkour and self-defense. FAST, which is all about functional fitness. And HELP, which ties it all together with professional development and risk management. It's a complete, holistic system. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. Let's see how this philosophy actually looks in a real-world workshop. So, first up is a parkour taster session called Leap of Faith. Now, before you start picturing people jumping across rooftops, let's be clear, this is not about crazy stunts. It's about strategy. Teams are in a safe, controlled indoor space, learning things like precision landings and basic vaults. It's direct, hands-on training for navigating uncertainty and making smart choices under pressure. Okay, the next level up is the mobility mashup, and this is basically a powerful brain workout disguised as a physical one. Teams are constantly and rapidly switching between parkour basics, fitness circuits, and movement drills from martial arts. All that switching trains cognitive flexibility, which is the exact skill you need to handle constantly shifting priorities back at the office. And here's where the team building magic really happens. Because this mobility mashup blends so many different things, pretty much everyone starts out as a beginner. That whole gym person versus non-gym person dynamic, it just disappears. Job titles don't matter anymore. All you have left is just pure, authentic teamwork. And finally, let's look at a program called ARM. It stands for Assault Awareness and Risk Management. This is a workshop built specifically for frontline staff. We're talking people in hospitality, retail, healthcare, even schools. It teaches things like situational awareness, de-escalation skills, and conflict prevention, really empowering employees to handle tough situations with confidence and, most importantly, safety. So yeah, these workshops sound pretty engaging, right? But what's the actual bottom line benefit for a business? What's the ROI? Well, the benefits are incredibly real. For safety and risk, programs like ARM can lead to way fewer incidents and lower liability. And for your people, when employees feel safer, they're less likely to quit, which brings down turnover. For your customers, it means better service from a team that knows how to de-escalate a situation and is genuinely ready for a crisis. When you put it side by side like this, the difference is just crystal clear. A traditional perk, like, say, a pizza party, is nice, sure, but the impact is gone in an hour. Functional education, on the other hand, is all about actively building resilience. The result isn't just a quick break from work, it's a lasting boost in the capability of every individual and the team as a whole. And this isn't just a good idea in theory. The ARM program is built on a solid foundation of data. We're talking insights from a decade of Finnish workplace violence statistics, plus years of professional security experience. So this is a truly research-backed way to ensure employee safety. Okay, let's pull all of this together now and look at the long-term vision of this whole corporate athlete idea. There's a really clear path to get started. A company can begin with something short and accessible, like that leap of faith session. From there, they can build on that foundation with a mobility mashup to work on agility, and then finally develop that deep, real-world resilience with specialized training like ARM. At the end of the day, the goal here is so much bigger than just physical fitness. It's really about creating a workforce that doesn't just survive challenges, but actually thrives on them. A team that is more creative, more adaptable, and just fundamentally more prepared for whatever the world decides to throw at them. So, I guess that leaves us all with a pretty critical question to think about for our own companies. Are we just investing in perks that give a temporary boost? Or are we actively building the functional skills our people actually need to conquer their challenges? Are we just building a stronger workforce? Or are we truly building a team?
By experience, we shine so bright in lifelong learning. We believe, borderless design. We ever achieve, every insects. The world is ours to see. A brighter future, you